In this presentation from the series, What's That All About? We look at the question of where the universe came from. First, we start with the constants. The question begins with, is the universe the result of randomness or intentionality? Over just the last 150 years, most of the mathematical laws of the cosmos have been discovered. Scientists and physicists have identified and verified 12 mathematical constants as well as numerous other properties of physics. Some examples are 1879, The Speed of Light by Albert Michelson. 1900, Atomic and Subatomic Interactions from Max Planck. 1933 and 1937, Strong and Weak Nuclear Forces from Enrique Fermi and Xian-Shuang Wu. And even as recent as 1988, The Cosmological Constant, authored by Perlmutter, Schmidt, and Rice. These constants aren't just isolated measurements. They suggest an underlying rulebook of how matter and energy behave in the universe. Let's talk about 5 truths about the universe that have been discovered through these laws. 1, the universe has fixed boundaries. Like a field of play, boundaries define what is possible and what is not. Truth number 2, it is quantized and ordered. The microscopic world behaves specific rules. Truth number 3, the universe is tuned for stable matter. The conditions exist for matter to become organized rather than unstable. Truth number 4, it is tuned for stars, time, and life. These mathematical constants reveal a universe capable of developing, not just existing. And a fifth truth that we understand is that the universe is intelligible. We now see a single ordered system, not just a patchwork of disconnected events. Gravity does not sometimes work, it works every time. The same equations that describe stars today also describe stars of eons ago. This math reveals an interconnected structure and what the rules of the structure are. Our next slide is on the soccer field. The universe behaves like a system that is built from a cosmic blueprint. To better understand this analogy, we're going to look at a soccer field as we see in this illustration. Any architect or engineer knows that a building does not assemble itself. Materials behave according to known laws or properties. Structural forces exist that must be in balance. The same observation also applies to a soccer field and how the game must be played. In the game, it's defined by rules, boundaries, and set behavior. These also apply to the universe at all scales, both macro and micro. So the question then arises, does this apparent blueprint appear by chance, or is it structured in advance. Here we see a table of scientists, authors of some of the most important formulas regarding the universe. Here, this is a discussion on a matter of precision. Physicists and mathematicians have discovered something remarkable. The physical constants that govern the behavior of the universe are extremely precise, finely tuned. If the strength of gravity, known as G, were slightly different, stars could not form. If the electromagnetic force, known as alpha, changed slightly in atoms and molecules, then chemistry as we know it would not be possible. If light were different, especially the speed of light, known as sea changed, even then we would not be able to exist. What we see here is beauty on the earth of what exists on our planet. Great and magnificent. Long before modern physics existed, the Bible made a striking claim. For since the creation of the world, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, have been clearly seen, being made understood from what has been made. This comes from Romans 1:20. In other words, this expresses that the universe was planned and executed in advance by a master architect. So, is there a master architect? Of course, here we see Christ sitting at the table. If mathematics is the blueprint language of the cosmos, then the deeper question is who or what authored it? The Bible also claims that the universe's structure expresses a specific order and what maintains that order. It says in Colossians 1:17, he, that is Christ, is before all things, and in him all things hold together. It implies that the laws that govern the cosmos are not random, but ordered and sustained in place by the one who created them in the beginning. So the next question is this a possibility? So, shedding a new light on the foundations of the universe, we have seen how scientists have described the mathematical rules of the universe. Evidence of structure is not really the debate. The universe behaves like a carefully engineered system. That system describes how the cosmos behaves and operates. It plays by a specific set of rules. The Bible also points to the source of the order that we can now see and confirm. So the most important question becomes, how do we choose to interpret the behavior of the universe, and do these rules arise from randomness, or are they the reflection of an intentional rule book?